Here on a Saturday at live stream, and this is in the wife's hoopty. I'm not in my van, even though it does have a white hood, so that's consistent. Kind of a short stream for today, talking about driving your van, talking about MPG, and that's your bottom line, is how much money you're spending on fuel, and a couple of the ways you can make your van more fuel efficient. Aerodynamics is a big one, and there's basically two types of aerodynamics. It all comes down to drag. There's parasite drag and induced drag. Parasite drag is kind of what it sounds like. You've got stuff hanging off your van that's catching wind that's not aerodynamically feasible. I have seen quite a few vans. I mean, mine was secondhand, but people go out and buy a secondhand Amazon van, and it's got a step on the side, which might be convenient, but that little step sticking off the side is grabbing air on the way by, and as you get up to highway speeds, it becomes more and more non-aerodynamic, and you can see little drag videos of that to see how it affects your drive. They put lights on the roof and an air conditioner and a roof rack, and I've seen a guy that had solar panels, which are cool, but aerodynamically they're bad. So think about in your van, think aerodynamics, and then go for the basic stuff. Tire pressure. Now, we've all checked our tire pressure at some point in life. The problem is your tire pressure changes. You know, there is basically a 1 pound per month loss of tire pressure because your tires are rubber and they're porous. So you're going to lose air pressure, especially when the temperatures drop. That air constricts a little bit. So keep an eye on your air pressure. Change out your air filter. That's a big one. And my van here recently has been slowly losing gas mileage a little bit at a time. And I went through all the systems and checked everything. And I have discovered, I think it's my mass airflow sensor is dirty, and I'm having that cleaned on Monday. I would have done it myself, but the mass airflow sensor in my van is in an impossible position. It's supposed to be by your air box, but mine's like back under the hood, kind of out of arm's reach, which blows. So that's just things to think about. And every vehicle has a sweet spot for gas mileage going down the road. Every vehicle is different. I used to have a Mazda 3 years ago, and out in West Texas, where the speed limit's 85, I used to go 83 miles an hour because my Mazda 3 got 33 miles per gallon at 83, but if I went 84, it dropped to 29. That was the sweet spot. So try to figure out the sweet spot on your vehicle. And my van, I have a Transit 250 medium roof extended, and the sweet spot is between 62 and 63. You know, it'd be a lot of fun to go 70, but the mileage drops down to almost nothing. It just peels it down like 3-4 miles per gallon. So my mass airflow sensor is probably dirty. That's because I just rolled 200,000 miles on my vehicle, and I'm getting kind of close to monetizing my channel, and I've been reading all the rules, and one of the rules is I can't respond directly to what's going on. I can't read my screen, so I see stuff popping up, but I can't read it until I'm stopped. That's an official rule, so hang on if anybody's asking questions. I am currently north of Houston, and I'm running to the pharmacy down the road here. Got to fix some things. And Monday, I have a trip to the VA in Houston, and I'm going to do a stream going down the HOV lane in Houston. And every big city that's got an HOV lane is different, and Houston's is kind of unique. And I'm bringing the wife with me. See how she is early in the morning. She's usually a zombie for the first 2 hours, but I'll see if I can poke her with a stick, get her going in the morning. But right now, I am an I-45 southbound north of Houston, and I'm going to cruise down here to the Woodlands. And it's a Saturday morning. There shouldn't be too much traffic out here. And I just got to go to the pharmacy and do some things. But I wanted to check in with everyone and let them know that I'm keeping up with the stream, and it's just that I'm home right now. So I'm not doing my usual routine. And I kind of enjoy hanging out at the house occasionally. I'll be back on the clock Tuesday afternoon. After I take care of these things, I'll be back And apparently they're having some massive snowstorms on the East Coast, which I'm kind of glad I'm not in the middle of. We're going to get out here on the highway real quick. This is a mount in my wife's car. This is something new I'm experimenting with, so bear with me. But aerodynamics, remember, when you're expediting, the point is to make money. So if you're spending extra money on fuel because you're grabbing more air than you need to, that's just not worth it. So if you keep your vehicle maintained, like I said, a clean, noisemaker, a clean air filter, properly inflated tires, have the proper oil in your car. If the oil's too thin, it's not keeping the metal parts working correctly. If the oil's too thick, it's not getting in the cracks and crevices. So make sure you have the proper oil. Keep your vehicle, maintained and keep it clean. And back in the day, there was this concept of, the air conditioner is causing your vehicle to burn more fuel. Aerodynamically, above 35 miles an hour, having your windows open causes more drag that offsets running your air conditioner. So it's actually better to run your air conditioner than it is not to. That's just one of those weird things. So if you have your windows up on the highway, do it. Keep them up. Look out for parasite drag. Keep your vehicle clean. I've seen little schematics. Is something as small as hubcaps make a difference because your tires grab air. It's just weird. It's all nickel and dime stuff, but it's just things to think about. So like I said, right now I am looking down I-45 southbound into towards Houston, but I'm getting off short in the Woodland. It's kind of the high rent district up there. To go to this pharmacy, I got to take care of some stuff, but it's still early in the day. It's 9 o'clock local. I want you to see what it looks like. It's kind of pretty here. This used to be a 2-lane road. Now we've got 4 lanes to play with. They built this here a few years ago. I moved into this town in 2001, so I've lived here 25 years, and I've watched the population go from 35,000 to 100, just over 100,000 in that time. So it's changed a lot. They have good roads up here too. We don't have the frost and the freeze and the snow and the ice that destroys highways. The ice, the water gets in the cracks, the ice expands and cracks it open a little further every time. We don't really have that issue here, so the roads are nice. So I run all my errands here on the weekends, take care of everything. Not a good day. I also, when it comes to fuel, I have the Pilot Flying J app on my phone, and there's the 2 big ones for vans, I think, are Pilot and Loves. And the reason I use Pilot Flying J is they give you credits as long as you're putting in 14 gallons of gasoline, not diesel, gasoline, at least 14 gallons in one setting, you get half a shower credit. And I tried using Loves, but they don't give any type of credit for gas. It's only diesel. Well, if you have a diesel van, you're in luck, but if you have a gas, you're kind of out of luck. And a shower, to pay to use a shower at a Pilot Flying J, it's between $15 and $18, so it works to your advantage to use their points system. And I'm also a veteran, and you go through and certify that, you get a 10-cent discount per gallon, plus you get 10% off anything you purchase in the store. So it's kind of a double thing. And there are times, going to get this guy rude, there are times you're not going to have access to a Pilot Flying J, and that's where Upside comes in real handy. And I use the Upside app a lot. And if you don't have it, get it. It's kind of self-explanatory how it works. And basically you go into an area and you open the app and you search, you can isolate it. It'll show you everything, but you can isolate it, either gas, food, or groceries. And sometimes the gas stations will offer you a discount off products inside the gas station. And you can get 10, 15, 20, 25 cents a gallon off fuel. It doesn't reduce it at the pump. It puts it on an account. It takes a couple days and you build up an account. And you can cash it out or put it on a gift card, or an electronic gift card, or whatever you want. And I like using that. And another great side benefit of upside is I roll into a area I've never been to, and I need to grab something to eat. I don't know what's around. So a lot of these little one-off restaurants or small chains will use it just to grab attention. So you're in some little town in Nowhereville, and you open it up, and here's a restaurant you've never heard of, and they're offering 20%. You go, oh, okay, let me try that. It just gives you an idea. And in doing that, I was able to discover a restaurant chain that I really, really, really like out east called Noodles and Company. It's really good food, and they give like 28% off or something. It's actually quite a bit. But I really like their food, and that's how I discovered it. So you can go along and make nickels and dimes. I'll put my promo code in there, if you want to get a little bonus going in. But I'll put it in the description when I close this out. But like I said, right now I'm just doing a pharmacy run. Gonna pick up some stuff and head back to the house. And like I said, this is a new mount because her mount sits too low. We're trying this, but Monday morning, pretty early, we're going to be on here, and we're going to take the HOV lane, which is partially exposed to the other lanes, and then gets into the concrete, what my wife likes to call the toboggan run, between the concrete walls. And I'll explain this on Monday, but see, every town does HOV differently, every city. Some people plan it, some it's an afterthought. I think Houston did it as an afterthought, and they open at like 5 o'clock in the morning. The HOV lane opens inbound, and then at 11 they close the gates. And then at 1 o'clock they open the gates going the other direction. You're literally using the same road, the same single lane, and it works. But again, I think it was an afterthought. So it gives it 2 hours to clear out. And then you turn around and go the other direction. There's highway patrol on the right. Oh, he's a constable. He's looking to make money. And no, we are not speeding. But he's pulling out anyway. So, you can't see it, but over there on the left is the HOV lane. It's just a double white line, which is completely unenforced, I'd like to add, in this area for some reason. But we will be on it tomorrow. We'll show you how it drops off into downtown, right in the middle at the high rises of downtown Houston. And then we have to zigzag around a little bit and get into where the VA is in the south, kind of the southwest side of town. But it'll drop us off in downtown. We'll zigzag around a little bit, get back on the highway, go through the high rises. And the last time I filmed this road coming down here, last time I filmed the road coming down here, this cop's going to go blasted by us for some reason. Who's he chasing? That's not a police or a highway patrol. His sticker on the side says constable. That's a Texas thing. And I don't know exactly what those guys are doing or supposed to be doing, but that's what he's classified as, constable. And again, I don't know. That's a local thing here. But it's a beautiful day. It's 36 degrees out. It's actually kind of nice. I'm enjoying this. And I got to get off here at this next exit. Let me get in front of this truck. I don't want to never get behind a dump truck, especially a dump truck towing a trailer. Blah. All kinds of fun stuff going to fall off of there. There we go. All right, getting off up here. Got a lot of nice new stores in this area. A lot of nice setups here. I've mentioned this in the past, but my wife and I aggressively save aluminum, which is kind of a thing we do. We've done it since I was 7 years old. But the aluminum prices here are 80 cents a pound, which is the highest I think I've ever seen it. Again, I can see stuff scrolling, but I'm not. YouTube rules are I'm not allowed to read or respond while I'm moving. So when I stop, I'll take a peek. But I can see it going on. This is their rules, not mine. But going down tomorrow, I'm going to have the wifey boo on board, and she can read and keep an eye on this, which is going to be fun. And she's a hoot. I just got to get her awake. Just like I said, she's a zombie. They always say safety first. With my wife, it's coffee first, and then we'll talk about safety later. So she's a little bit of a slow start in the morning. The area we're turning into here is called the Woodlands, which is a good name because there's trees everywhere. The only problem with that is when you're trying to find a business, you can't see it because there's too many trees and you can't pick out the businesses. You need to know exactly where you're going or you're going to get lost. But it is a nice area. Seems to be perpetually under construction. Is this the area? Yeah. Okay, you see this overpass right here? Right over the overpass. Now point straight ahead. That's a hospital. Under the overpass, under the power lines right there, is a place I had to land a helicopter. They couldn't have picked a stupider place to put a heliport, but next to a giant overpass and under the power lines, and you have to go in next to a building, and you go in there in the dark. That was probably the worst place they ever put me, at a hospital, to land. This is construction that has been going on since construction was invented. I don't know what the deal is. This is 242 East-West Road through the Woodlands. And this dumpster fire, there's not even doing work on it. This has been going on forever, and the traffic gets backed up for miles on here. Maddening. But it's a weekend, so we're lucky. But look, they're not even here doing anything. Well, I'm sitting still so I can glance. I hear your grandfather was a constable in Independence, Missouri back then. Okay, so they do have them. North Carolina, glad your wife is going with you. It's snowing heavy. Yeah, right on. Yeah. So we'll boogie down here a ways. You know, the world keeps changing. Our bank, we used to have a branch office of our bank right up where we live, and then they found out everything was going to online, so all the bank branches started closing. So there's one down here. We've got to drive, I don't know, 15 miles if we ever want to go to the bank and do something. It's maddening. Because sometimes you can't do it online. You have to sit down with a person and talk to them. Whew. There we go. So anyway, my van, like I was saying earlier, my van is back at the shop again. And this time it's the mass airflow sensor, I'm hoping, that's causing my mileage to taper off. Because I've done everything else that I'm supposed to do. Oh, that guy's in a hurry. All right, I'm gonna have to bail off here for a little while. I'll probably come back on here as soon as I get done, just to talk about the area, let you know. Like I said, Monday's gonna be our big day for the HOV. I think it'll be kind of fun going down there, and I hope it flows well. But I'll catch up with you guys later.